everyone, it's Sevy, and the 2.1 livestream is finally here. It was here. We got tons of new information, new character banners to look forward to, and I'm so excited to see the continuation of our adventure in Inazuma. I have been busy the past 2 weeks making content about Yoimiya, so I never really got the chance to talk about the second batch of Inazuma characters, Baal, Sara, and Kokomi. Well, since we're 2 weeks away from the update, let me talk about my hype for these characters and what content I plan to make on them. I'm not going to show any leaked information on them, so there are no video clips of leaked gameplay here, okay? None allowed. But I have noticed what's been going around threads, and based on the 2.1 special program a while ago, I have some vague idea what they might be like, so let's get into it. So first, it seems like the quote-unquote electro buff we're getting is in the form of new characters. The transformative reactions buff happened, but it seemed to favor Swirl more than anything, so what about electro? Now, I know Baal has had quite the spotlight on her as the Electro Archon, and most of us are excited to see what she will add to our team now that she's finally going to be playable. MiHoYo has a lot riding on them to get this Archon right. For Yoimiya, a lot of people had valid concerns about her and were hoping to get a buff, but I have to admit, and this pains me as a Yoimiya simp, that MiHoYo probably won't feel the need to address that player base's issues. However, Baal is a completely different story. We all remember what happened with Zhongli, and since Baal carries the same weight as him as another Archon, MiHoYo definitely wouldn't want another Zhongli riot on their hands, so she needs to satisfy the player base's expectations of her or else. But personally, I'm actually more interested in the 4-star Electro character we're getting, Kujou Sara. It's almost a guarantee that Baal will be incredible and valuable, so what about Sara? First of all, I really like her story and lore. In this first half of the Inazuma Archon quest, we saw how she's a general of the Shogun's army, commanding with a strict iron fist but still knowing how to show honor and respect. And although she's the commanding general, she's one of the Shogun's closest supporters and maybe even confidants, I guess. So Sara seems to have a conscience about her, yet she still chooses to be at Baal's side. I hope she gets a fitting continuation to her story and that we can see more of those layers peeled away. But meta-wise and gameplay-wise, how would Sara really fit into our teams? Well, for her role, even though she looks like Fischl by being an Electro Bow user, it seems that she might be more like Bennett, based on forum discussions. From what I understand, she'll be buffing your team's damage, generating energy the same way Bennett does, and dealing some fairly decent damage while she's at it. Maybe no healing there, but that's understandable since she kind of evokes some more step-on-me energy rather than healing, very in character. It makes perfect sense lore-wise though, with her being a general. Players comparing Sara to Bennett is quite the compliment in my opinion, because Bennett is a true 6-star and a must-have for all players due to his amazing low investment kit, and he was one of my first 4-stars and I've loved him ever since I started, and he's been a staple on my team. He absolutely doesn't need god roll artifacts to get high utility, and you get an instant massive damage boost with his easy to use burst. So it looks like Kujou Sara is going to fulfill a similar role but in Electro form and with some differences, I guess. Most longtime players will have a built Bennett with constellations, but with Sara coming into the fray, newer players who are already in Inazuma might actually have a dilemma on their hands which to pull for and or invest in first. And you know what? That's a good thing, because Bennett will finally have some solid competition for the best damage buffing support. That's why I'm excited to find out once we get to try out her final kit. Sayu was a sleeper hit. Get it? Sleeper hit. That, aside from bringing the Lily Pichu voice acting hype, is now a very fun and novel team support that most players will look forward to getting more constellations of. I have a feeling that Sara will be that too, and I can't wait to see and try it out for myself, because she'll be my next main project after Yoimiya, so stay tuned for that. Here's to hoping that we actually get her at C3 to C4, and if I'm really lucky, maybe C5 or C6, please? As for the Hydro Catalyst user Kokomi, she completes the holy support trinity we're getting for 2.1. I've been seeing the idea and memes floating around that she's going to be a 5-star Barbara, so the prediction is that she's going to fulfill a healer buffer support role, I guess. She draws comparisons from other characters though, with comments about how she can sub DPS too, so maybe she'll be way more than just a 5-star Barbara. But also, Barbara DPS means you are valid. This seems similar to how Yoimiya was being touted as a 5-star Amber, so will Kokomi surpass those expectations? Well, I'm just as excited to find out as you are once we get her full kit. I don't want to say more since it's still too soon to tell, but also, I'm a sucker for her pastel color palette. Okay, but what about the other characters we met that are yet to be playable, like Toma, Goru, Yae, and even Kamisato Ayato, who has vaguely been mentioned? I'm highly anticipating Paimon's Twitter to drop another bombshell in the middle of 2.1 and tease their splash art. Or who knows, we might have to wait for some patches to reach them. Is it also possible that there will be a 5-star rerun banner after the 2.1 update? Because if they release new Inazuma 5-stars consecutively for 3 updates, I would be very impressed but also shocked. I posted a community poll on my channel yesterday asking who people would poll for if rerun banners come out. Ganyu is, unsurprisingly, in the lead. She's still more or less the power ceiling for all characters in the game and sets a standard that post 1.2 players are still hoping to reach. It's already been long enough to expect a rerun from her, so maybe this will be the perfect time. In any case, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, so I will set my sights on the characters we're sure of for now coming in patch 2.1. So everyone, there we have it, our new characters who are bringing a lot of hype to the table. And we have 2 of them, Sara and Kokomi, who are drawing lots of similarities to our OG characters. And I think it's very interesting to see refreshes, improvements, and alternatives to previous formulas. I'm also hoping this will be an indirect form of an Electro buff, and that we'll see Electro gain more prominence in the Genshin meta. And I know a lot of people have been wanting an Electro buff. I'm really looking forward to patch 2.1 having as much impact, if not more, than patch 2.0. I know 2.0 was supposed to be the big Inazuma reveal, but here in 2.1, we're getting the rest of the Inazuma Islands too, more Archon quests, some characters who are very important lore-wise that will now be playable, and so many new surprises as well. So if you want to join my community in all the excitement, don't forget to follow my Twitch and join my Discord too. They're all linked below in the description. But what about you? Who or what are you looking forward to the most in the 2.1 update? Let me know in the comment section below, please. I would love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, that's it for my hype. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you already haven't. Turn on the notification bell button, and I will see you soon. Take care!